This is episode 136 of the Let's Play series, and I have one major problem. You might be wondering what that problem is. I have a chest monster basically here, and I need to get rid of this, or sort it out, because almost none of it is sorted out as you see right here. And I'm too lazy to sort it out by hand, so I'm going to be making a automatic sorting system. So I will have to copy this makeshift one I built 2 years ago, and rebuild it even better, and make it around 30 times larger. When I mean 30 times larger, I mean a lot larger than 30 times larger probably, because I want it to hold absolutely every single item in the game, and also work as bulk storage. Also, since the last episode, I did a stream and tore down a humongous forest here. If you don't know, there was a humongous forest here. For example, of how big the forest was, this is how much wood I got. Exactly a lot of shulker boxes. The place I want to put the storage system is down inside of this house over here, which is yet to become my main house. But down here in the basement, I ripped out all of this area just for a storage system. So I'm putting a storage system in here so I can have some storage. Though before I start, this is a weird camera angle, but before I start, I have to get some iron, or at least melt some iron, because I currently have almost no melted iron as far as I'm aware, and this is gonna require a whole lot of hoppers, which use a whole lot of iron. Luckily, in one of these chests, I have a bunch of iron, I think. Yes, okay, so this is not enough. This is enough for maybe 2 stacks of hoppers. I guess I have to build an iron farm because I don't have any iron and don't want to keep going mining continuously for iron. To build this iron farm, I am following a Waddles tutorial. If you want to check it out, the link's in the description. For this farm, you will need these types of building blocks and probably more power rails and rails than I currently have. Now I need to work out where I want this farm, and you don't want to be too far away from the farm, so I want to put it next to this big mob farm, and I can't think of any better place besides somewhere else over here. Preferably completely lined up with that corner right there. The farm is supposed to be 20 blocks off the ground, and you're supposed to have a little carrying thing right here for a zombie with some water in it. For the next 10 minutes, I built the little spot where the zombie and villagers stay. Now it's time to get 3 villagers and a zombie in there, and to get the zombie in there, you need a name tag it so it doesn't despawn. So I'm going to name it Leave Like Now, thanks. Getting the zombie in was quite easy. I just built over to the mob farm, and literally a zombie fell down from the mob farm, and I just lured it right into the hole. Just as simple as that. I thought it would be a lot harder, to be honest. Though, I made a slight mistake, and fell into the villager area where the beds are, and almost unalived the zombie with the thorns on my armor. But luckily, I got out in time, before it unalived itself. Somehow, it didn't even hit me off the edge right there, which is quite lucky. But currently it's in the wrong hole, so I had to move it over to the right hole, which is the zombie hole. Currently it's in the villager hole, or the villager's home, which is definitely not ideal, because the farm won't work without it being in the zombie hole. Now, I didn't take into account that I'm hooking up a bridge to a active mob farm, which is the best mob farm I ever built, which is a slight mistake, because now I have a humongous amount of mobs chasing me on this small bridge. I also had to whack this creeper off the edge so I don't get blown up while taking the bridge down. About 1 hour later, I've gotten a nice little rail going from the village, which is inside of that little endstone house, heading all the way over this way, continuing on up to whatever this is right here, a sky bridge I guess it is, and ending off right there at the iron farm. Now I just have to get a villager to get into a minecart and go there, which probably will be the hardest part of this entire build. So to get the villager into the minecart was actually quite hard. I probably spent a good 15 minutes on just one villager, but once I got it into the minecart, I had to push it through the doors, which is also a bit of a challenge. But once I made it outside, it was as smooth as butter. All I had to do was just bring it over to the little holding place, and that was it. Now, don't get me wrong, getting it out of the minecart wasn't super easy, but once it was out, it just basically fell right into the hole. Just kidding, this guy was a pain and I couldn't get him to go into the hole, so I had to force him into the hole by taking the floor out from under him. The second villager was easier to catch, but it didn't go into the minecart as easily, but that wasn't really a big deal because it went in definitely faster than it could have went. Hey villager, how are you? Getting the second villager out wasn't going as smooth as possible because it actually didn't go over and stay where it was. It teleported to a different spot, which is very weird, so I had to gotta go over and make a little tunnel to make it so it goes into the little holding place. The last villager, which is the third villager, was the hardest yet because it refused to go to the corner I needed it to go to. And also a bunch of other villagers decided to join in on the party of trying to keep him inside the building. After around 12 minutes of messing around, I got the villager into the minecart and sent on its way. This villager practically jumped right into its little room. From day 230 to day 268, I was working on the collection system on the farm, and also trying to solve a quite annoying issue where iron golems spawn on the outside, which is definitely not ideal because only one can spawn at a time. Now, I didn't record when that happened, but basically over here I built a little AFK area, or a large room, and stuff was spawning on top of it. To be exact, iron golems were. I tried covering it in buttons, and that did absolutely nothing. I tried covering it in slabs, and that also did absolutely nothing. And then I finally settled on carpet because it seems to work. Not just a single layer of carpet, a double layer of carpet. Sort of like how a Enderman farm works. You need to have a double layer of carpet so Endermen don't spawn there. At least as far as I'm aware, that's how it works. I have had the farm running now consistently for about an hour, and I've gotten one and a little bit extra layers of iron. Not bad. That will definitely help out a lot with building a storage system. Though I'm probably gonna let it AFK for another couple hours just to get some extra iron so I don't have to AFK later. It's been over 12 hours, and I think it's about time to start working on the storage system. I've gotten over one entire double chest of iron. I started off by placing the blocks down that I would put the repeaters on, and also redstone on, as well in the future. Here is a rather fast time lapse of placing all of the redstone down, and all of the blocks and chests down as well, to make some magic happen so all the items get sorted. It really makes no sense how redstone works in this game. Somehow I have already used over one stack of redstone blocks. I'm not sure how, but that's a thing. I also have to clear out an area for some chests later. Comparators. Then it's time to place down a whole bunch of hoppers, most likely the most hoppers I've ever used on a farm in Minecraft. I think when this farm is done it will use more than 10 stacks of hoppers, but I guess a sorting system is almost completely made out of hoppers, so that makes sense. For the next 4 hours, I started work on filling the hoppers with the items I want sorted. I actually streamed this. If you don't know, I stream every single Friday at or around 8 PM PST. In the streams, I mostly play Minecraft, and I hang out with you guys in chat. I think this will work best in a mini montage, so cue the montage music. I wanted to feed the cows so I can get some leather, so I went over and tore apart this entire farm and replanted it so I can get some leather. 26 item frames. Yes, just kidding. 32 more. Why did I say that like that? That was pretty weird. Fish. Mining. More mining. Even more mining. Oh, you thought that was all? No, there's even more mining. Do I even have to say? Yeah, probably. Even more mining. Even though you probably thought that was it. No, there's actually more mining. Me looking at a bug on the ceiling. Hoppers. Repeater tunnel. Oh, you thought that was all the item frames, eh? No, there's more. I went to the nether to get some soul sand, and on my way back through, I almost unalived from a pigman in my portal. I got trapped in there, or it went through right when I went through the portal. That was quite annoying, but I survived, so that was good. Hey, creeper. No. Okay, really? Right next to the sorting system I just built. Something smells fishy. Oh wait, I'm literally filling up the entire room with fish. Mining for redstone and lapis ore. Be right back, screen on the live stream. I have a video idea, and I wanted to know if you want to see it. The video idea is playing Minecraft All the Mod 6 for 100 days. Let me know if you would want to see that video. And messing with the hue on my webcam. And that brings me here with double me. One of me right here, and another one of me over there or over there. And I have RTX on, and I want to show you what I have done. Oh my, this is laggy. Oh dear, why am I doing this? I know you're watching a slideshow, but the redstone on here, it just looks amazing. Or is it just me? Ah, much better, less lag. So what I have done is poorly organized the organized chests in the way that nothing really matches up. Like for example, right here there's a ladder next to flint. Then flint is next to the ocean monument stuff. Or glass is pretty much next to pumpkins, so you can have a glass pumpkin pie. But you know, the ice next to the melon makes sense because you can have an icy melon slurpee. Now there's an oak tree next to a slime ball. If you were playing All the Mods 3 or something like like that, maybe Sky Factory 3, that would make sense, because there is slime trees. Actually, no, there is not slime trees in Sky Factory 3, but basically in some mods there is actually some slime trees. But yeah, not in vanilla Minecraft. And then, it's like a chest is next to a firework, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, all of this stuff is really just put in here randomly. Or like, wood is next to fish. And then fish is next to netherrack, or basically ground up meat. Okay, the ground up meat part sounds right, but still though, this is very weirdly organized.